Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation? You know exactly what you want to say in your head, but when you open your mouth, the words just get stuck. You hesitate, you start translating from your native language, and by the time you figure out the right words, the conversation has already moved on. It's frustrating, isn't it? It makes you feel like you aren't smart, even though you know you understand English perfectly when you read or listen to it. Here's the psychological truth. You don't have a vocabulary problem, and you definitely don't have an intelligence problem. You have a muscle memory problem. You've been taught to memorize grammar rules like a math formula, but human conversation isn't math. It's a reflex. And the biggest reflex holding you back from sounding like a native speaker right now is how you use a tiny group of words called modal verbs: can, could, would, should, must, might. These words are the absolute DNA of conversational English. Native speakers use them in almost every single sentence. They don't just express actions, they express feelings, politeness, possibilities, and power. But here's the problem. Most English learners mix them up. They say, "Can you do this?" when they should politely say, "Would you mind doing this?" They say, "I will go," when they actually mean, "I might go." And because you're unsure, your brain freezes. But what if I told you there is a scientifically proven way to bypass your thinking brain and train your mouth to speak these words completely on autopilot? Welcome to the ultimate English transformation. Over the next few weeks, I am releasing a brand new, completely free video series on this channel. We are going to master every single modal verb and every other crucial verb in the English language. But we're going to do it differently. We're not going to study boring textbooks. We're going to use a technique used by polyglots and UN translators called shadow practice. Here's exactly how this series is going to change your life. For every single verb, let's take would, for example, we're going to break down every single use case. Use case 1, polite requests. Use case 2, past habits. Use case 3, imaginary situations. And for each of those use cases, I am going to give you 10 highly practical, real-world sentences. But I'm not just going to read them. I will speak them. You will listen, and then, during a pause on screen, you will shadow me. You will repeat it out loud, matching my exact pronunciation, rhythm, and emotion. Why 10 sentences? In behavioral psychology, repetition builds neural pathways. By the 10th sentence, your brain stops analyzing the grammar, and your mouth just knows how it feels to speak correctly. You transition from conscious effort to unconscious fluency. Let me prove it to you right now. Let's look at the difference between can, could, and would in a simple request. I'm going to say it, and I want you to repeat after me out loud wherever you are right now. Ready? Can you help me? Could you help me with this? Would you mind helping me with this? Did you feel that? Did you feel how the emotion changed, how your tongue had to move differently? Imagine doing that for 10 minutes a day. By the end of this series, when you are in a high-pressure situation, like a job interview or a date or a business meeting, you won't be thinking, "Wait, do I use would or could here?" No, the correct sentence will just slip out of your mouth effortlessly because you've already shadowed it with me 50 times. You will sound polite, natural, and incredibly confident. Imagine walking into a room and never having to translate in your head again. Imagine speaking English so smoothly that people actually compliment you on it. Imagine the respect you will command when you know exactly how to use would have, could have, and should have without hesitating for a single second. That is exactly what this series is going to do for you. But this transformation only happens for people who actually take action. Watching passively won't work. You have to commit to shadowing with me. So here is what I need you to do right now before you click away. First, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. If you don't turn on notifications, YouTube's algorithm might hide the first episode from you, and you will miss out on the most important habit of your language journey. Second, and this is a psychological trick to lock in your commitment, I want you to go down to the comments right now. If you are ready to finally stop translating in your head and start speaking like a natural, I want you to type 3 words. Bring it ASAP. The first episode is dropping in just a few days. We are starting with the most confusing verb in English, and we are going to master it forever. Get your vocal cords ready. I will see you in the first lesson.